Today's show is brought to you by State Farm agent Brian McDevitt. Here's the deal. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, save an average of $889. State Farm agent Brian McDevitt is ready to help you combine home and auto and save in Chicago and the surrounding suburbs. Call Brian today at 630-796-2662. That's 630-796-2662. Or visit his website, ryanismyagent.com. That's ryanismyagent.com. And make sure to mention Sports Talk Chicago. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. I want to start today with this. To my knowledge, I've been misunderstood. As I look back at comments, social media, YouTube, a lot of people have claimed I was wrong. I was calling Justin Fields a bust already. Let's stop it there. I never said Justin Fields would be a bust. I never said he wouldn't work out. I did say, though, I'm very concerned about his development. And I think that's very fair to say. Say what you want. Mitch Trubisky was developed completely wrong by Matt Nagy. He had no weapons. He had no help. And the result was being kicked out of Chicago. I fear for Justin Fields. I fear the same fate may happen under Matt Nagy. Who's going to be calling the plays? Lazor or Nagy? Will Nagy cater to Fields' strengths? We didn't see that with Mitch. We knew Mitch could run, never ran. Fields could definitely run. Will he run? Will they let him move? Throw on the run? Will they let him not have to be a pocket passer? These are questions that need to be answered eventually. I've said it so many times before on this program. The best NFL head coaches are the ones who conform to their quarterback, not the other way around. John Harbaugh didn't tell Lamar Jackson, you're going to be a wide receiver. Draft analysts said they should. He should be a running back, wide receiver, bad quarterback, can't pass. No accuracy? No. John Harbaugh said, you know what, Lamar? We'll cater our offense to you. We'll make you a quarterback, running back hybrid. We'll let you run for 1,000 yards a year, take carries away from our running backs to make you comfortable. And the result is an MVP, winning record. Lamar's 30-7 with Baltimore. That is a great head coach. No complaints. Versus Mitch, you can't run. Can't throw downfield. Conform to my system. Oh, I don't like you, so we'll put in a pocket passer. He won't work. You'll come back in, save my job, and we'll kick you out. How does that sound? My entire fear is that the same thing will happen to Justin Fields. So I want to clear that up. I never said Fields will be a bust. Fields is horrible. Am I worried about the Ohio State track record? Yes, and that's not a lazy argument to make. Which Ohio State quarterback has succeeded in the NFL? Dwayne Haskins had 50 touchdowns, 8 picks when he came out of Ohio State. Did nothing. Justin Fields was at Georgia, played behind Jake Fromm, and had to move and transfer. It's not wrong to say I'm concerned about that. Remember, I'm a realist. I'm not a fan. You're not going to hear me say everything's okay. Yes. No, you won't. The fact is, we don't know what's going to happen yet. We don't. Fields could be good, could be bad. I believe that it's not because of his talent. If he does turn out to be a bust, it's because of the coaching and the weapons around him. That's what I think is going to happen. I do believe Fields is talented, but I also believe this. There's a reason why he was the number 4 quarterback. And to me, it's very head-scratching when I see analysts and experts say could have been the number 1. Other teams had him at number 1 on their boards. How is that possible? We all knew Trevor Lawrence was the consensus number 1. Just question. Don't take all this at face value. The Vikings were mad that the Bears got him. The Vikings drafted Kellen Mond in the 2nd round. Kellen Mond is going to be great. I'm telling you that right now. So they're not as unhappy as everyone says they are. They're fine. Believe me. Maybe they wanted Fields, but they waited till the 2nd round, didn't have to trade up, didn't have to give up draft capital, and got their guy. Kellen Mond would have been great with the Bears too. Don't sit here and just forgive the Bears for everything that's happened. Nothing has happened yet. That's true. Have they played a game with Fields yet? Who's going to be the starting quarterback week 1? Has Matt Nagy coached him? No. None of this has happened yet. It's great to be optimistic, but we have to remember what the past is with this team. You can't sit here and say, Matt Nagy, Ryan Pace, they're fine, we're good, when past history suggests they won't be. I never said Justin Fields would be a bust. But I am concerned about his development. That's not on him. That's on the coaching staff. That's on Nagy. That's on Pace, everybody. Not him. I do believe if he's catered to his strengths, he'll do better than Mitch. 4,000-yard passer, maybe 500 rushing yards a year. I could see it. But they have to cater to him. They have to cater to his game plan, not Nagy's. Not Nagy's complicated offense. No, him. That's the concern. Now, as far as the rest of the draft goes, the Bears did a hell of a job. They did. Brought in Tevin Jenkins, whom I wanted at number 20. And if you go back and watch my Bears mock draft video, I said that. The Bears should take him at number 20 and then move up in the 2nd round and take Kellen Mond. I said that. Outstanding pick. Larry Borum, another great pick. They entered the draft with priorities. And to their credit, to Ryan Pace's credit, he addressed all of them. All of them. Quarterback, offensive line, brought in Khalil Herbert, Daz Newsome, got a wide receiver, got a running back who could also return. He did a good job. Ryan Pace has always done a great job at not drafting in the 1st round. When we're talking about 5th round picks, when we're talking about diamonds in the rough, great drafter, great scout. That's the sign of a great scout. To be able to find someone that late and turn them into a star, that's scouting. And that's development. The Bears know how to develop wide receivers, running backs, defensive players. They just can't develop a quarterback. So my grade now is an A-. Great job. They addressed every need. That grade would be an A. It would be an A+, and it could be later if Justin Fields works out. But my concerns are fair based on the past. Mitch didn't work. Or let me rephrase that. Mitch did work and he won, but he was sabotaged. Who's to say the same thing won't happen? That's what you have to ask yourself. How do we know? How could we trust Nagy? And to some writers' credit, I've seen some articles come out, mainstream articles, talk about how if this doesn't work now, it's on Nagy. Yes, that is correct. It is on Nagy. Because if everyone's saying that Justin Fields is ultra talented, way better than Mitch, and if he doesn't work, whose fault is it? See that? That's the truth. Now it all falls on Nagy. Pace did his job. He did. Another great draft. I don't know about best draft of all time. We'll see moving forward. But a good draft. But how will Fields be developed? I mean, now I'm seeing reports that say Fields will start game one. Some have said Fields will sit all year. Some said maybe halfway in. Nobody knows. And inevitably, it's going to be another Trubisky and Foles situation. Put in Foles. They put him in. Doesn't do well. Taken back out. They can't rush his development. They can't hang him out to dry. And the worry and the concern is there's a lot of expectations on him now. I am very curious to see how everybody reacts if he doesn't work. Who's going to be blamed? Everybody before blamed Mitch. Are we going to blame Fields or the coaching? Or the pick from Pace because he moved up to get him again? I'm not saying Fields is the same quarterback as Mitch, but the situation mirrors what happened in 2017. The Bears move up, big expectations, didn't work. Again, Bears move up, huge expectations. Will it work? We don't know. It's fine to celebrate, but take all this with a grain of salt. Nothing is definite. A game hasn't been played. Nagy hasn't even coached him. You should be asking yourself, who's calling the plays? Who started game one? How will this be handled? We've gotten rid of the draft euphoria. It's over. Now it's time to move on and understand how could he be developed correctly. How will the Bears approach this? My fear is that they'll just repeat the past. And if that's the case, good luck to everybody. I want Fields to succeed. The Bears need a quarterback. I'm very happy personally that it's a running quarterback. I've always wanted a running quarterback for this team. Always. I'm a huge fan of mobility when it comes to quarterbacks in the NFL. I've always been. I love Michael Vick. I love mobility in the pocket. Because it doesn't handcuff you. You can make plays when there's nothing there. Versus Nick Foles, Andy Dalton, they can't run. So if their line is bad, if no one's open, they take the sack. Running quarterbacks, if your line is bad, if no one's open, run. And they do. The mobility is a huge factor. And if you look at the NFL today, running quarterbacks are the new norm. Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson. Pat Mahomes could run a bit. I like the shift in quarterback play. And I like the fact that it's being emphasized. So I hope the Bears play to that strength. I hope they finally decide we'll come into the 21st century on this because they never have. They've never had a running quarterback, never wanted anybody who was mobile. Now they have one. They better let him be who he wants to be. You better not turn him into a pocket passer. Don't do it. It's going to be a huge waste. Huge waste. If you tell Justin Fields, don't run. Be like Andy Dalton. or Nick Foles. That's just going to be a waste of talent. Ryan Pace, admittedly, did a good job in this draft. A-. Now it all falls under Matt Nagy. And for those of you who called me out and said, I think Fields is going to be a bust, never said that. Listen, I am concerned about the way he'll be developed. And you should be too. You could erase Mitch Trubisky from your life. You could call me a truther. That's fine. But you have to admit, he was not developed properly. If he was given a quarterback-nurtured environment, he'd be a better quarterback. He'd be Alex Smith. Never was given that opportunity, truly. How do you think it'll go if Justin Fields is given no opportunity to be himself, to be a runner, to throw the ball downfield, to have weapons? See what I mean? It's fine to celebrate. But remember, not one game has been played yet. This is going to be a long, drawn-out process. And I already know what's going to happen. We're going to sit here in August, September. Who's going to start? Back and forth. Going to be just like last year, even worse. Worse than last year. So prepare yourself for that. Don't assume game one, it's Fields. Fields might be the most talented quarterback on this roster. He is. He might be the one with the most potential. He is. But he may not start game one. That's a problem. Let him play. There are a lot of different factors, a lot of different things to keep in mind. So if I were you, stay cautiously optimistic. You could be happy about what happened. You could expect big things from this whole thing. But be wary of Matt Nagy's track record with quarterbacks. And be wary of the team around him. He still only has 2 receivers right now. Could Newsom be great? Yes, but we don't know. Rookie. Running backs are okay, which is good. O-line gotten better. Good. Who's calling plays? Will Fields be himself? Can he be himself? Who's going to be blamed if it doesn't work? These are the things you have to think about. That's why I'm here. Just to remind you. You could be happy. You could be excited. But don't think all the problems from before are going away. Because remember, same coach, same GM. That said, the Bears did a good job. Shrewd drafting. We'll have to see how everything plays out. More to come here on Sports Talk Chicago. My interview with Mike North comes up next, so stay tuned. Hey, do you want to make some money this weekend? What if I told you I could offer you $250 free to bet on any game you want? Here's what you have to do. Go to sportstalkchicago.com/cash. sportstalkchicago.com/cash. Must be 21 plus, must be an Illinois resident. You can bet $250 free on any game you want for this upcoming weekend. Cubs and White Sox are back, playing well. The Bulls are trying not to tank as the season ends, and the Blackhawks are still going strong. You could also put money down now on the Bears. 7.5 wins, over or under. What do you think? It's that easy to put down some money and win a whole lot more back. Go to sportstalkchicago.com/cash. sportstalkchicago.com/cash. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.